Hello everybody, hello. We are back in Dawntrail. And we have a decision to make, even though that you can't see that the help for Hanu is also a decision. There we are. We have to decide which of these two paths we are going on. We were told that if I pick one, I have to finish it before I can go and do the other one, which is slightly different than what they did in Endwalker and before, where you could just pick up both and do them basically however you wanted to. You could do a quest here and a quest there and switch back and forth. This time seems to be a bit more strict, which is interesting. I think I'm just gonna go from left to right, because I don't have any preference right now. And again, different from Endwalker, it felt more important and more on a time schedule, time constraint, and more imperative to go to Fafnir than to read books back in Sharlayan. So yeah, I guess this time I'm going to go with the approachable Palu. And as you can see, I've already switched out my outfit for a more adventurous outfit. Because, well, let's be honest here, vacation's over. Approachable Palu, let's go. The quest to Kazuma-uka will become available once you have completed the quest series beginning with the approachable Palu. To Urqopacha, which I think is also the location of the first dungeon. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urqopacha, we depart from the Arch of the Dawn, then take the road west of the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way to Urqopacha. After the damage wrought by this recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have a most dependable solution available. Come with me. We'll be back to talk to you in a good time, friend Hanu. Meanwhile, you can eat and drink your fill at Jabala Tie. It's all been arranged. So, I can order anything I like at Jabala Tie. Anything? The food promise is too generous. Alright, well, let's get going. Oh my, are these fluffy babies our mounts? Fluffy baby. The Pelu all being small is confusing enough, but those masks make it almost impossible to tell men from women, let alone guess at the age. You say that as if you haven't, like, whatever. You have met, Lalafeld? The beasts are sure-footed, that's for certain. Ugh, why did it have to be alpacas? Talking to a Pelu before we departed was a wise decision. I, for one, would rather not brave a treacherous, slippery trail on foot. May I introduce you to you our most dependable companion, the alpaca. These animals can traverse Urqopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields, and all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So, they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Alpacas are native to Dawntrail. Eorzea has its chocobos, and the eastern lands have their horses. I go to the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which ill suits its qualities, and where it is not needed anyway. But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas. When I was small, and being a bit naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. Haha, I see. What are they like to ride? Alpacas breed as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. Are really doing this then? So, was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful, even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good. I'll take my payment now. Well, you want me to pay you? Of course. I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelu value the act of spreading joy through trade, as you should know. They take pride in making deals that benefit both parties. So, unlike the Lalafels in Ul'dah. Here you go. A fair price for your fair advice. Yes, I made a trade with the third promise of Seth. My friends will never believe this. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then. Oh, thank you. I better not get spit on again. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urqopacha, then that's what we'll do.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea. Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urqopacha, the 100 peaks of time. Of all the beasts which crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
So this is Urqopacha. I've never actually been here before.
The air is so crisp and clear.
Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som-Al.
That is Urqopacha, the tallest mountain in Dawntrail. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Oh? I guess
Do tell.
Valigarmanda is holed up in there.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Urqopacha, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places.
Hello, who are you? Ah. Also, thank you for using voice acting to introduce a new character when they first show up.
But I should introduce myself. I am Bol Nok, a weaver by trade.
Hello. Well met.
Well met, Bolnok.
Ha!
We're on our way to Watrunpello.
Oh, truly. I've just come from there, as it happens.
Good. Tell us.
I'd asked the Pelu Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
It's an Urqopacha specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end.
Oh no, you're broke.
But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels.
Interesting. No, tell me more. Oh, he is waiting.
Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say.
Ah, here we are.
Peace for Dural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
Thank you.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu Pelu merchants.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliyollal. Pelu Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas.
Speaking of which, where are ours?
Engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
Oh, they will. You're so naive. Loving. And wonderful.
Watrunpello's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
But still naive.
It's right there.
Alright, here we go. Usually what I would do at this point was, seeing as I'm in a new area, I would like drive around and try to uncover as much of the map as possible and get my ether compass out and get all the ether currents. But I think this time I'm just gonna wait a little bit with that and let the story unfold first, so I can learn of this area as we as a party do as well. The palace crowds were more supportive of her brothers, but Urqopacha's peaceful politics do have their quiet adherents, I see. I feel the change in altitude most keenly. While mayhap not the same degree as the Sea of Clouds, the air is decidedly thin here. I could see more buildings down the path Bol Nok was taking. I wonder what's over that way. This is it. Watrunpello, home of the Pelu Pelu. Urqopacha should have arrived before us. Yeah, she's just over there. That's not good. You've come all this way for the right of succession. Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn Servant. Please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate, then, that I deal in cloaks woven from special, luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. And a nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery for our finest lady, that's right. Come, third promise. My well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady. Hehe. I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. Ahem. What did we just talk about? Aaronville, and did you... Ah, a Shadona from far off Jacques Toral. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survive them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. No, thank you. I am not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the third promise. Perhaps another time. Of course. My shop door is always open. You were saying something about not being easily charmed. I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pale people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase. And unwitting customers like Urqopacha fall prey to this affable approach time again. Your only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pelu. Let us all take Aaronville's words of caution to heart. Not. Oh my god. Urqopacha is lucky to have Aaronville. Everyone, royalty especially, needs a friend unafraid to chide them when the need arises. I swear, I'll let her out of my sight for one moment. It would seem the Pelu are also partial to coffee. Are they now? I won't mind. All those houses and buildings made to Pelu's size. And mine too, come to think of it. Wow. Not my finest moment, I'll admit. But now that we are here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Kral, Alizé, and I will speak with the merchants. Urqopacha, you, and Aaronville might try approaching travelers and passers-by. Laverne, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Sounds good to me. But first I have to lick a rock. aka attune to it. The Dawn Sovereign's Elector? Ah, I thought we were a new face in town. Ye for the right of succession, I take it. Me? I don't much care who sits the throne so long as they keep Toral peaceful. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mashkal once arrows and spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say. No, thank you. Alright, yes, you were asking about the Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobli, could probably tell you more about it. Anything else you have to say? Speak to Tobley, our head ledger. He'll have the answers you seek. Okay. Well, that sounds like we already have our answer then. Do I have to talk to the others now? Impatient Porter. Electors! Oh, yes! I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Joral Ja. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the Brazilian sun. Would you care to purchase something? No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I would. I can tell you, you're no supporter of Joral Ja or his policies. Wow, how rude. The first promise will come here too, won't he? I'll have to give him a nudge in the right direction. How rude of you. More in this direction. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close, and our nervous darlings might be tempted to spit on you, and that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobley, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Toby noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Well, I guess we're talking to Toby then. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Toby is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where this head ledger of theirs is supposed to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the Alpaca Ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. I'm trying to... failing, by the way, I do notice that myself. I'm trying to remember the way each of the NPCs speak. To give them a little bit of a inflection. So they sound different, but it's really hard. Well, back here. I just wish more of the cutscenes and dialogues were voiced, honestly. It's a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. Can't let fear deter me. No! Not to say that I'm scared, of course. Hi. Excuse me. Is one of these workers Tobley? Tobley? Ah, yes. He likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. Can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is that part of the contest? All I can say is that Toby often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade, though who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Ha! So it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Toby a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Toby. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great. We can meet back here to share our impressions. She's gonna get spit on, isn't she? Alright, let's talk to you. Hmm? Well, obviously, I'm not Toby. I mean, oops, shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out for yourself who Toby is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. Remember, I never actually said there was an elector in Urqopacha. Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. Okay. Hurry along. I've coats to brush and smelly spit to mop up. He does mention stinky business. I do have to interact with the alpaca. The beast regards you with wary eyes and a twitching jaw. Backing away slowly might be the wisest course of action. Okay. I'll sniff out the head ledger in a heartbeat, you'll see. Am I Tobly? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise and her entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession then? Well, are you not ready to begin the contest? No, you're not Toby. You think I might be Toby? Or maybe I am. All I will say is that, in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. The third promise must demonstrate her worth. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So, who do you think it is? I have my suspicion, but let's hear you pick. The diligent ranch hand. Ah, the workers so intent on stable course. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. We know it's you, Topley, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Topley, head ledger of Urqopacha and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of Gula Jaja's chosen electors. Aha! And the place featured in the Tulual Zaka, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. She found you out fair and square, Topley. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawnservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all. Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
Okay. Let's see how good he is. Oh, he looks over. Interesting.
You're doubly.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed.
Interesting.
With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawn Servant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered a number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one.
Ooh. Let's hear it then.
You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
Oh. That's it?
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
The example? Huh?
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Aaronville said.
Aww. It's going to eat you, Urqopacha.
Ah!
Or that.
Little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
Oh.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. As an offer
Interesting.
change their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but beatable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
Yes.
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell.
He did not say alive.
And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
Oh.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
Yeah.
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the ride, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
I suspect we are going to...
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
I'm gonna assume that we're going to take control of Urqopacha, otherwise this would be just a cutscene.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas.
Aww. Jeez, her claws, holy damn.
But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
True that indeed.
Are you alright, Urqopacha? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
I love Urqopacha. Their voice actor is... the voice acting is amazing.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
Yeah, he's like there, just behind you, or behind me actually. So, how is this going to work? Oh, we're still talking to her. Let's talk to the others first. I was impressed with how easily Zoral Ja found Tubli, but also sort of frightened. I've done my duty and assigned the claimants their feet. The rest is up to them. Judging by the volume of Urqopacha's scream, alpaca expectoration must have a nasty odor indeed. I'm content to remain ignorant of the smell. Joa Ja puts me in mind of Golemald's own exalted son. Of the two, though, Xenos was undeniably more arrogant. Can we not mention Xenos, please? So, this is our sought-after Elector. I did say remaining calm was the key, but the same rules don't apply to wild alpacas. I had to go and wash that nasty stuff from my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff for me, just to make sure? Stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey, I saw that look. So, can you still smell it? Be honest. Feet of gold. As Urqopacha helped demonstrate, the valley alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I've enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me wrangle a wild one? Yeah. With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel, in the thousands column. So 10,000. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes around to around 1 million or so. Am I happy if we all pitch in? No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money somehow. In that case, The basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1,000,000? That's 10,000 times more. Your math is wrong, but that's fine. We need 10,000 pel, not 1,000,000, so we are looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. Apparently got it confused with Orpheus Million Guild. I am not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again, Maplu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants toward the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Urqopacha goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whoever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle done, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Maplu. Will the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Maplu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly, although, Laverne, I think you should go with Urqopacha. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. Alright, we're doing that at least. Good. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing. But I leave the wool with Laverne anyway. The better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it will give us an idea of how much he will accept for his wares. Tending the alpacas, are we? I had some experience with that when I was younger. I have every confidence you'll come back with the saddle. I'd worry if it was just Urqopacha, but it sounds like Maplu knows a thing or two about trading. Turning a 100 pel worth of wool into 10,000 pel saddle is exactly the kind of suggestion I expect from the head of a merchant clan. Maplu hasn't given up, I see. Interesting. Okay, let's run. This is the artisan who makes our taming saddles. Is it really possible to make 100 times what that wool is worth just through trading? Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mescal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I expect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff, and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, third promise. Such mescal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. This saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mescal. Aged 3 years, at least. 3 years? The stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zoral Ja will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, that promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Urqopacha. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from those horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you one of the younger generations? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Urqopacha ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn Servant to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mescal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from this outset? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have had for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with the peace of Tuluyulal on the line. And never I will. Then neither will I. We will make a Dawn Servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. Of course, the weaver! Bulnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to the road where we first met him. As you can see, only the finest leather for my saddles. Okay. Well, we found Wook and Mablu. Is this where you met the weaver? it is indeed. This is the spot. After Bullnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikuvlu's Inn. Most visitors to Wachimpelu end up staying there. Let's go check, shall we? There we are. I hope he's willing to offer us something wonderful in exchange. Hello there. Ah, we meet again. But wait, weren't you all on your way to Wachimpelu? Can I have that basket, Laverne? Sure. A basket of standard quality wool you received from Tobli, worth 1 pel and the 100 column. Thanks. Now, let's see if we can turn a profit. Bullnock, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third Promise, you wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about? Didn't he just buy wool, though? I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal? Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace and Toral is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace within the throne. Thus, do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel, in the hundreds color. That's very generous, Bullnock. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We are off to a spectacular start. Only because Laverne remembered our weaver friend. All I did was send over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading, one which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now, let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Laverne, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Aaron Mill would never let me hear the end of it. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. So we need someone who is going to go to a coal place. Excellent treat. Success! You traded 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for 500 pel wool poncho. Amazing. We turned 100 pel into 500. I know it's only 5 times more, but it feels like 500 times more. It's a good start. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense. But how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? They have a fabulous sense of style. No, they aren't wearing one. Like, if you don't have a poncho, you need poncho. That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they are eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find a demand for our supply. So, where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Who here needs a poncho? Lot of Mamoja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably Landscout or Sellsword. Mamoja, who soldier for a living, prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers the movements. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamoja carrying arms can be struck off the list. Hard-bitten Hobbigo, so he's wearing arms. He has a poncho. He's wearing arms. He doesn't seem to wear arms. And doesn't have a poncho. Let's see. No coat or cloak. But also no weapon? Oh, we might have a winner. Oh there, friend. Not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress. Or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here, and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tulu-Yulal, and was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu I am a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now, look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho! This would be perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade. For one of your fine tools, perhaps? What about this hatchet? I crafted myself and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Oh, from 500 to 1,000. We have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should put me on an even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu's mate garden, for one, her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate. And I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I've other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's mate's garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? Should be. Excellent trade! We doubled our money. Success! You've traded a 500 bell wool poncho for a 1,000 pel headshot. Here we go again. Riding alpacas. Well done, recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you have mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Thank you. We've been doing so well, even Doubly would have to agree. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. I should, yes. With that, I suppose we should hop on to the alpacas Mark Blue has so kindly provided. If I'm going to catch a wild alpaca after this, I can't be shying away from the tame ones. Not that I'm scared of them, you understand. Or their nasty, disgusting, foul-smelling spit. Ready to go? Let's mount up. Let's go. And it's off to the mate fields we go. Or mate? Please don't spit. Please don't spit. Might be mate. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our pack of friends, we Pelu would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Tural? I swear, that mountain is too tall to be real. I was just about to walk us some more. Wasn't that the name? Forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Urqopacha. So Maplu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. You clearly do. If I can help you by the taming saddle, though, then it'd be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. I assume I can't move. Oh, I can move the camera. Okay. I wasn't sure if I could, so I didn't. Just let the game do what the game does. We made it. Well, a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Urqopacha's inn, so we'll walk along the main roads when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Topli took me in. You took in all the rage hounds, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard for their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Muklamat's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise, and let's get to bargaining. Did you give the hatchet back to Muklamat? You should let her do the talking. To what? To what do I owe this honor? You have the little axe for me? Little axe. A finely crafted hatchet you received in trade for a wool poncho worth 1 pel in the thousands column. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. I would assume a sack or two of mate. You're Wiplu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the Third Promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have? What do you have an offer? Whatever. This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. Still would bring us no closer to the Meshkal. If I may, Mistress Miplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed a window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. Its innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Urqopacha. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction, which is what the Pelu are about. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Coroner's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Makes sense. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Laverne and I have mutted together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Sure. I am a level 90 botanist. I get you the highest quality stuff you can find. Isn't it splendid? Go ahead, drink in the verdant vista of my beautiful mate garden. There is Mablu. Let's talk with them. Did you see how Urqopacha came to my rescue there? She really is good with people. She is indeed. Let's talk to her. I wasn't sure Mablu would bite, but it goes to show that you never know until you try. Okay. They are all called the same. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm tempted to sing Mambo number 5, but I won't. There's also a sightseeing point. I'll do that later. There we go. Let's see if they have new lines now that I have finished. Guess not. You've brought me some leaves then? I have. A sizable pile of freshly harvested mate leaves. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Fair. Here, we've brought our chair as well. Thank you, Fifth Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate! Bought at the shop, one sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. We're nearly there. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good hope. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Bye. Bye-bye. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Topli's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. Then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Topli to accept my decision then? Have you ever mentioned your plans to leave? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a paddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tyrell's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Topli held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I'll make this trade work. Admire your third promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kwana and Jewel Ja? Yes, you are. I mean, of course I am. I am Urqopacha of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Excellent trade. I've never been one to take it slow. Once I have a goal in mind, it's full speed ahead. That's who I am. A premium deal. Before we go, let me give you the martyr leaves. I don't need to risk proving Aaronville's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery.